D.A.W.s or DAWs or digital audio workstation. All of them are great. The right one is the one that works for you, in all honesty. If you're new to recording, I would genuinely check out maybe something like Studio One Artist. It's great. Super affordable, super powerful. You've probably heard of Pro Tools. That is really the professionals' tools. That is something that is going to have a steeper learning curve, but it's also the industry standard, so it's going to be hard to escape. Me personally, I've been getting into Ableton Live because I like how it integrates with controller stuff, which is a lot of fun for me. Logic is another great one made by Apple, but there's other things like Reaper, and there's just a whole list. And really, it doesn't matter which one you use as long as you're making music, having a fun time, and that the interface itself is enjoyable and easy for you to use. They're all going to basically do the same thing. They're going to record audio and use MIDI data and have a start, stop, and a play button and ways to edit stuff and third-party plugins. So if you want to use Auto-Tune or some drum software, or it doesn't matter. Like, they're all going to basically do the exact same thing at this point. The biggest thing is it intuitive for you to understand? Can you use it? Does it inspire you to use? Can you make music with it? Every single one is going to have like a start, stop, play situation and tracks that you'll put in, and you'll say, hey, I'm recording this track, and then you'll see like some kind of measurement, bars or beats or time or seconds or whatever, and then you record audio, and then this is how you're going to edit. You can have a click track in the back, so you can make sure that you're matching up to the grid, which is a very important thing if you're making professional music and you do not know how to stay on tempo or into a grid. You're going to have a very hard time with a D.A.W. There are a lot of bands out there who will not record with the click, and that is totally fine. If they can do it, it's a great thing. It's an organic sounding, real human feeling piece of performance, and that's awesome if you can do that. Usually you'll have to be a pretty tight band to do a great recording without using a metronome, which is essentially what the click or the grid is in a D.A.W. Essentially, a D.A.W. is the thing that's going to host your sound. It's where you're editing. It's where you're recording into. It's where you're putting effects on. It's how you're blending, creating transitions, doing fades. If your song's fading in or fading out. Your D.A.W. is literally that, a digital audio workstation. So digital meaning it's zeros and ones. That's how a computer works. Audio, there's a conversion process from digital to analog, which is exactly how audio goes from something like an iPhone or your computer out to your speakers. And then a workstation, obviously. You're working on creating something, and that's just the software you're going to use. So there's a whole bunch of things about a D.A.W. That's very specific to that particular brand. And now most brands honestly do great tutorials. So find the one that you like the most, do a little bit of research, try out their free version. If you start getting into it, just start making music. Don't even think about the other D.A.W.s, because you know what? They're going to do the same thing for you. You're just going to be making music. Past a certain time, you'll probably start getting into other D.A.W.s anyway, but you can't really make a wrong choice when picking a D.A.W. The worst choice is to not do that, because then you're not making music, and that stinks. And that's not why you're watching this. There's a great saying, those who spend their whole life planning their next step spend their life on one foot. So pick one, start making some music, watching some tutorials on that D.A.W., and have some fun.